From New York, the city that never sleeps, it's Where's Elvis This Week? Our guests tonight are comedian and writer David Baddiel, playwright Wendy Wasserstein, actor Martin Clunes, and former mayor of New York, Ed Koch. And now, will you please welcome your host, Mr. Jon Stewart.
Hello and welcome to America. And by the way, for those of you who still don't know where that is, it's a quaint little industrial park located just behind Disneyland. So I'm Jon Stewart, and although I may be a bit obscure in England, I can assure you I'm every bit as obscure here in America. Sure, you laugh at that. Thanks a lot. Lovely of you to do that. Actually, I'm known here in America as Mr. Green Card. So that's right, ladies of Europe, come and get it. All right. Welcome to tonight's show, another heated exchange between Britain and America's greatest minds. Well, minds. And just 2 days before the presidential election, here's what's happening. President Clinton has been battered by a foreign contribution scandal, whitewater, charges of extramarital affairs, implications of White House drug use, accusations of immorality, and he's still kicking Dole's ass by 20 points. How did that happen? How bad a candidate do you have to be? All right. Well, let's get to the show, ladies and gentlemen, shall we? All right. There you go. Clap. There you go. All right. This week, joining us from Britain, please welcome comedian and author of the newly published novel Time for Bed, David Baddiel, and award-winning comedy actor Martin Clunes. There you go. That's the British time. Very nice. And from America, Pulitzer Prize-winning playwright Wendy Wasserstein and former mayor of New York, the Honorable Edward Koch has joined us. There we go. Excellent. Thank you all. Thank you all for coming in. Let's just start off. Anyone, did you trick or treat this week? Did you go out for Halloween? Just
No, I hid from Halloween.
Did you really?
Yes, I did. I didn't go trick-or-treating.
No costumes?
No costumes.
Your Honor?
No,
did you?
I gave strict orders. They were not to be permitted above the first floor.
In Britain, is Halloween considered a big event? Is it a huge holiday?
No, not really. Halloween, if you go on about Halloween in England, basically people think you're a Satanist.
We're just in it for the candy, to be honest with you. We're not...
No, but I went to the Halloween parade. That was on Thursday. I went to the Halloween parade. And obviously, you expect there's some guys dressed in bats and skeletons, but there was one guy dressed as a lump of cheese. What?
That can be scary. That can be...
He's kind of...
You know, Martin, do you celebrate the Halloween?
No, I think it is catching on. You know, I mean, we'll do anything you lot do, really, sooner or later. We used to have the penny for the guy. I guess you don't have that because we got Guy Fawkes. That's
penny for the guy.
We used to sit around. You'd dress something up in clothes, put a scary mask on it, and ask for a penny for the guy.
And you could, after a great night, probably 12, 13 pennies.
Pennies, that's right. Yeah.
A lot of money in Britain.
Man, I can't imagine why that didn't catch on. That sounds like a lot of fun. Well, we should just take a quick look at the headlines, I think, and that'll get things off and running. Here's a quick headline. Wendy, it's the Minister of Education, Gillian Shepherd, in Britain, hit the front pages by talking about bringing caning back for school children. Should we bring caning, etc., back to American school children? Should children be whacked around a little bit here?
God, no. I mean, I think that would be terrible. I think it'd be better to have mandatory Halloween.
Right.
It'd be far better. No, I think that would be a...
You don't think children are a little unruly and perhaps a quick pop in the mouth might take care of things?
No, I honestly don't think so. I don't understand. Why is caning being brought back to Britain?
Most MPs are very keen on it and pay very highly for it in a lot of places. It doesn't feel like an adult punishment, really, caning, because I associate it with cartoons. It's all, I mean, do you
well, they're not hitting them with an anvil. I mean, no. It's like it's a cane. It's a...
Yeah, I have to say, from personal experience, I was caned and caned and caned at school, because I went to a public school, and that's what
I think you're thinking of a different kind of a talk show. We're not looking for personal relevations here.
Teachers enjoyed the caning? mean...
Well, they kept coming back for more. Clunes, I want you to beat me.
Martin, I have a feeling you were a naughty, naughty man.
It did, and you get, my God.
No, don't show. Don't. Okay.
Well, move on, dude.
Well, let's move on to the next headline, perhaps. I think we've gone as far as we can go there. David Baddiel.
Yeah. There's more.
For you, headline. Do you know why New Yorkers are dancing in the streets this week? There's dancing in the streets.
Is it the New York Yankees winning the World Series?
The New York Yankees winning the World Series.
That was kind of an unpopular thing here, wasn't
Yes.
it?
Very unpopular.
I don't know anything about baseball. My flatmate is very keen on baseball, and so he forces me to watch it occasionally. And do they wear padded kind of diaper things, baseball? Because they always appear to have larger buttocks than they should have. It's true, isn't it?
They, in fact, are bred to have genetically much larger buttocks than the average man.
That's that cleaned up.
Enormous, but because you sit along to it's like a 3 or 4 hour game.
Right, and you sit on
In fact, I'm surprised cricket players don't literally have couches for asses, because
they do.
Those games can go on for easily 2 or 3
That's
days.
why one last point which I've wanted to make for ages, which is it's called the World Series. Okay, now the Soccer World Cup was between Italy and Brazil. Okay, the World Series was between Atlanta and New York. All right,
I'm sorry,
which
David,
is the
what's your
larger
point?
cross section of the world?
We would invite England's or Britain's baseball team any day. Well, let's move on. Your Honor, Your Honorable, what do I refer to you in the way that would be appropriate?
That is fine. Or Your Worship.
Your Worship. Okay. Daytime talk show host Jenny Jones is in the news. Jenny hasn't a clue. She's testifying this week at the murder trial of a guest who killed another one of her guests.
John, I don't think people in Britain know this story.
Yeah. All right, shall I try and explain it?
Yeah.
There was a fellow who came on a show expecting that there was going to be a woman who was in love with him, and then they were going to go out on a date, but it turned out to be just two of the same, two men. And what happened was the fellow got very embarrassed, turned red, and ended up shooting this fella, in fact, and killing him.
I think if you eat it, that'll probably signify it.
Right, I didn't know how to explain it any other way. So it's basically a murder case now,
right.
Based on what's called ambush television. They thought this fellow was ambushed. And do you think Jenny Jones bears responsibility? She's the talk show host that's involved.
Well, the real question is, did he know what he was coming into at the time? If he knew, and apparently there is some testimony to the effect that he was told it could be someone of either sex, but it doesn't, in any event, justify what he did. He went out and he murdered someone simply because he evidenced affection for him. And
now, when they say lesser state of mind in a murder case, that's always very surprising to me, because I think to myself, you killed someone, obviously you're insane.
The rule is the famous English rule. It's called the McNaughton rule, which is if you know the nature of your act, then nothing else will explain away, if you know the nature of your act and the difference between right and wrong, you're committing an act of murder, you will be held responsible.
I'm getting the distinct feeling that you're much smarter than the rest of us.
No,
I am getting that feeling.
No,
you quoted the McNaughton Act.
Rule.
I don't know. They're from Britain. They don't know the McNaughton Act. They're stunned.
Yeah. What is the McNaughton Act? Do you get Big Macs with it, or what? What is it?
You're beating them.
Oh, yes, please.
No, we're deteriorating. Could this ever happen on a British TV show, perhaps Esther?
No, because you can't buy guns that easily.
You know,
really?
That probably helps.
Yeah.
Start.
Do you think that's the only thing that
here.
British people get very... I'd love to kill him, but I only have my hands. Is that... Yeah. Do you watch any of the daytime talk shows? Do you watch Jenny Jones or Springer or any of those type shows?
Well, they're amazing. I mean, these people who come on and say, I've slept with my mother's boyfriend or whatever. I mean, first of all, how does this happen? Do these people all write in and say, I've slept with my mother's boyfriend, I want to talk about this?
Usually.
But that's raised an important point, I think, about this thing, which is that it's such a light thing that this guy has killed him for compared to what you normally see on those shows. Because normally you'll get two neighbours together and underneath it'll say, claims neighbour raped his pet monkey, right? It will. Yeah, normally.
Wow.
Or 80s
You saw
great
that
art.
episode? Because
Yeah.
I was embarrassed about that.
But that's... that's, like, worth shooting someone for, do you know what I mean?
Right.
Not just because he had a secret gay crush on him.
I don't watch these shows. I'm at work during the day.